The North. Known for its industry, hard-working and innovative people, we are the engineers of the past and always look for solutions for the future. Our Creative North wants to celebrate that and show the world what we can do.
Hi, my name's Rob Earnshaw and welcome to Our Creative North. Today's episode is all about the importance of training to you and your business. It's a really exciting episode where we send Ben, one of our creative pioneers, to try out a bit of ballet, and I get to meet a bloke who's just going to set up his own music studio right here in Gateshead.
And again, our team sends another young person to the Newcastle Dance Centre. This is actually where I learned to do my one-man Moulin Rouge show.
My name's Ben Ervine and I'm incredibly passionate about acting.
Hi Ben, welcome to the Dance Centre.
My name is Mavis Whiteside and I'm one of the co-principals of the Newcastle Dance Centre. The Dance Centre is a family place where people come to learn to dance, to sing and to act.
At the Newcastle Dance Centre, Mavis has really taught some of the best Newcastle people around. The first thing she goes into is a little bit of salsa. That's what I like to do to warm my hips up.
Right then, this is the ballroom of the Dance Centre.
Okay.
This used to be actually different rooms because it was 27 bed-sitters when we took it.
Oh really?
So yes, and you can see where the Victorian archives are. And these were rooms and we had them all knocked into one. We took the whole building, well Michael did and my husband, and we knocked it into what is the Dance Centre today with 8 studios and the ballroom.
So I actually have a passion for acting, you know, that's really what I want to go into. So, does dance actually help with that?
Then it's essential.
Really?
The reason being, if you are a character and you're standing there and I want you to be a very strong character and you don't know how to walk correctly. I mean, walking is the first thing that you learn as a baby, how to walk, to put one foot in front of the other.
Well, yeah.
When you become an actor, you're walking in many, many different areas of feel. Everybody's idea of dance is different and they get very worried in case they can't do something. And then tension sets in. If you relax, you will do anything. Now, there's no heel leads in salsa. It's literally, you slide your foot forward, relax your knees slightly, replace your weight and bring it back again. Now, second step is called a cucaracha. Cucaracha. In Brazilian, it means cockroach.
Okay.
And the idea is you squash the cockroach. That's called you're squashing the cockroach, cucaracha.
Oh, yeah.
Left foot goes a little way to the side. Look in the mirror and you can see what I'm doing. So your foot's going a little way to the side, then you just rock your hip out, replace the weight, and bring your feet together. So you're still working on 3 counts. Now we start with the 4 basics, forward and back, then straight cucaracha. Just relax.
That? Yeah?
Wait. 5, 6, 7, go! Forward, back, forward, well done. Side, cucaracha. Woo. Forward again, go!
Is that all right?
Side, brilliant. Keep your engine revved. Forward again, go! And stop.
You've got a bit more flair than me.
I've had a little bit more lessons. I've been practicing ever since I knew what to do. The next step is a movement where you're going to lead me. Between the two of us, we'll lead each other. And you're going to do the cucarachas again, starting on your left foot. But I, because of the hold I was in with you before, now just stand there looking lovely for a minute, so you know where I'm going to go. Don't move your feet. You've got me here.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to go out from side to side. This is called like an armchair because you want to change me over to the other side. So, like passing the parcel, isn't it? So all I'm going to do is move across and change, across and change, across and change. And see how easy that was?
Yep.
Then I'm going to do one little basic, which you know forward on your left foot. Pum, pum, pum. You can do a back basic on your right. When I turn under the arm, and we start again.
There we go.
You for the clap.
To you as well.
Shall we do it from the beginning?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Get your head and left. Wait. 5, 6 basic, forward and back. Cucaracha together. Side on your own.
There we go.
Arms, face the front.
Okay.
Put your left foot forward.
Yeah.
Left foot.
Left foot, you did say that.
Arm out. Bow. Arms up. And down.
So we're actually in a different studio now.
Yes.
Ballet, am I right?
Yes, indeed. We do ballet, we do everything, jazz and everything in this room and in the ballroom, but I wanted you to get the different atmosphere of why we've decided to do the two styles of work. Now, ballet is the ultimate. Any good dancer will tell you you have to have some form of ballet training. Not that we expect you to go into the Royal Ballet Company, but at the same time, it's good for you. Now, to the bar. Left hand on the bar and face me.
Okay.
Now, obviously we're talking about poise as much as anything when we're talking about ballet, because that is the first thing that somebody notices. Now, all you're going to do, heels together. Now, you're standing in a quite nice first dancing position.
Okay.
Now, what we're going to do, the reason I've stood you there so you don't fall over in a minute, I want you to take your arm forward towards me. This is called, yes. Now, in ballet, we have no elbows. They are non-existent.
Okay. And keep that curve.
And stay there, yes.
Okay.
And keep your head up.
Okay.
Now, stay there. I'm going to put some very basic music on that we're going to dance to. All I want you to do to get used to the feel before we start and walk you, before we let you loose in the centre. We're going to do stretch and hold and back again. Stretch and hold and back again. Hold and back again. Change. Hold. Keep your chin up. Back again. Right foot. Hold. Back again. Left foot. Hold. And stop. Face the bar. Now, heels together. Shoulders back. Head up. All you're going to do is bend your knees over your little toes.
Okay. Am I keeping feet in the same position?
Yes. Ready? Bend. Straighten. Again, bend. Straighten. Now don't let this stick out. Stay there, but bend your knees out. Go. And straighten. Feel the difference?
Yeah.
I don't know why Ben's struggling with all this ballet lark. That's how I walk everywhere anyway.
Ready, go. Tendu, transfer. Walk. And again, keep the chin up if you can. Good boy. Up and 1, 2. Sideways point. Stretch. Plie. Tendu. And again. Tendu. Plie. Now the other way. Keep your head up then. Left. Down. And again. Good boy. Left. Now walk in your own circle. Head. 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 Head, stand, and position.
With all the dancing, I've figured out bits of my body and how to sort of hold myself, how to present myself a lot in the ballet, and how my stance is to sort of portray roles and feelings a lot better. She's actually an absolutely fantastic teacher. I mean, I came in here as a complete novice, never danced, did a little tiny bit in a college musical before where I was terrible. And I can actually say now, confidently, I can do a bit of ballet.
Obviously, I hadn't met Ben before today, so I had no idea really what I was going to face or he didn't know what he was going to face. as far as the ballet is concerned, the contrast I gave him there was because I wanted to see, because he was an actor, I wanted him to see the discipline that one has to have to control your body.
So off to Gateshead, where Rob is visiting Peter Slowey, who owns the fabulous Aquarium Studios.
Right, Peter, how are you doing?
Hi, nice to meet you.
I really appreciate you taking us or letting us come into your space. So,
welcome.
How did it all begin then? How did you end up in Gateshead with the studio?
We've ended up in this premises due to we had a certain mobile phone company who we shan't mention put a new mast at the end of the street from our house where I had my original setup. And when the switch on the 4G signal started interfering with some of the equipment, so basically made everything sort of thousands of pounds worth of gear redundant. So this came up, somebody else was moving out of the building, it was already a sort of pre-made studio setup, so I thought now's the time to go full time with it, really.
Well, I noticed obviously the drum kit that's in the room, so I assume this space here is for bands primarily, or I mean, what's the
we can do anything. I mean, we've got this sort of nice big live room. We use this for rehearsals and things as well. So if somebody needs to come in and do some pre-production for a record, for example, you know, or they're going on tour and they want a nice room where they can hear exactly what they're doing, we do all that kind of stuff in here. But yeah, this is we're big live room. Obviously we've got the control room through here, and we've got a couple of sort of isolation booths through the back.
You said the recording room was round here then. Should we have a look?
Yeah, we'll have a look at the control room.
Am I right to go through?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So this is where it all happens, and hello boys, how you doing? If you don't mind, it's the first time I met you, so is it alright if you tell me a little bit more about yourselves and sort of what you're here for today?
Yeah, we can do, yeah. We're in a band called Here Comes Good Sailing. Fish over here has produced some of our stuff in the past, and we're just here to do some mixing on it tonight and do a couple of overdubs and things like that, yeah.
A lot of people think, and there's a lot of bands in this region who still have the perception that if you want to make it, you have to go to London, you have to meet the producers in London, you have to get recording in London. Is that the case, or is that a bit of a myth?
Not true at all. I mean, I think some of these lads would tell you about that as well. You know, there's been so many people who've come through, even locally, who've broke through and based their career entirely in the northeast.
Now, the proof's in the pudding. Can we see the studio in action? It'd be great to hear what these guys are doing, if that's possible.
Certainly. Do you want to hear a track from me?
I'd love to hear something.
I'll just get something loaded up here.
So Ian's obviously in the recording studio, and we're sat in, what would you call this room?
This is the control room.
The control room. So it's a NASA-esque almost, the setup in here. And what are we doing right now then? He's just checking his levels, or?
Yeah, we're just getting a mic line through ourselves, and also setting up some headphones for Ian so he can hear what he's doing.
Because I assume it's taken quite a long time to sort of master your craft. How did you actually even get into doing this sort of work?
A lot of it was self-taught, to be honest. I originally started because I was in bands and couldn't really afford to pay other people to do it, so started doing little things at home, but ended up getting quite elaborate with it, working in other studios, setting up a home studio, and eventually ending up here as well as freelancing in other places a little bit as well.
Right, I'll let you get on with this.
Yeah.
You may have forgotten that we sent Ben along to the Newcastle Dance Centre, where surprisingly, he's learning how to dance.
My name's Hayley Conway and I'm one of the principals of Newcastle Dance Centre. I'm third generation of a dancing family. There are my parents, Michael and Mavis, and then there were my grandparents, Florence Newbegin and Jack Whiteside, who were also professional dancers.
We are a family business. My mother started the business and basically it wasn't like that then. She started off with 8 pupils in, I think it was 1926. And at the end of the day, she had no idea that it was going to end up what we have today.
I took a course in dancing with Mavis's partner. They were both British champions, you know, and I learned at his school in the beginner's class and working my way up.
To me, creativity is something that is there, it's internal, and a job of a teacher is to try and bring that out and develop it and encourage it. Or if we're talking about children, you could have a class of 40 or 50, well, you wouldn't have a class of 40, you would have a class of maybe 20 children, and every single child in that room would approach a pretend box, shall we say, differently. We teach the children to have the most creative minds possible. They tell us what colour their box is, and we'll get silver sparkles with blue bells on, you know, and we've never said anything like that to them, but we do try and get that mind and that active mind going. So in terms of creativity, I think it is the job of a teacher, but that has to run parallel with the technique. So the technique has to be there, but if it's just boring technique and the children aren't enthused by the class, then you'll just lose the kids anyway and they won't come back. So creativity has to be encouraged, and it's the skill of the teacher to know how to draw out that creativity whilst also getting all the technical stuff there as well.
We devised a syllabi called nursery, and it was to give children a feel of creativity, because young children have very creative minds. But when we started with them, you can actually tell certain children if they're going to be maybe good at something, if they've got very good balance, or they're very animated or whatever. And that sort of goes with them into their classwork. And then the parents say, well, I want them to do ballet, I want them to do tap. I said, let them have a try at these subjects. There'll be some things you can tell straight away whether they've got what it takes, if that's the right word. You'll have some people are very shy, and you have to nurture that and try and bring them out by putting them into maybe performing arts classes.
It's hugely important, I think, that children are taught properly, in inverted commas, properly, from the beginning. They need to be taught the proper technique. We often get people that come to us and they've just done a fun class somewhere, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's just what you want to do, is you know, have a bit of exercise and do it as a fitness thing. But if you then want to go and do ballet properly, or learn Latin American steps properly, or ballroom or tap, you have to learn from a qualified person who knows the correct technique, because it's the foundation for everything. It's like learning to drive from someone that doesn't know how to drive a car. It won't work, you'll end up crashing. Well, it's the same thing in dancing. If you don't learn properly from the beginning, there's no foundation, there's no framework there to then improve and excel. And if you want to do exams, great, you'll pass them. If you don't learn properly, you won't. Quite a while ago, a long time ago, I started to do some work for the BBC. I did quite a lot of work with Zenith North, and I was called down to the Mitre, which is just down the road there, which is where they filmed Biker Grove. The executive producer, Matthew Robinson, had come to see one of our stage shows, and he waited back in the auditorium and asked to see me because my name was on the programme, because I'd choreographed a specific number, and he thought he was going to have to go to London for a choreographer, and he enjoyed the show and asked me to go down and start doing some work with the BBC, and I did all sorts of stuff, to be honest, but the main thing I did, with it being North East, was Biker Grove.
I must tell you, every child that walks through that door is important, because they are the future, and that's how our business runs.
I'm proud of what we do and what's up and coming, because there's lots of talent here.
I think it just keeps people together and makes them happy and fit.
People love to dance. It takes their mind off things that maybe you know, the sadness of things, and there is a lot of sadness in life. And I think dancing, and it's the music. As soon as you hear a nice piece of music, it lifts you, and I think dancing lifts you.
So there we have it, a place of excellence and a place where training and nurturing young people can really make a difference in this industry. I'm sure Rob will have something to say about it too.
Our Creative North is all about celebrating the creative and digital media sector in the north of England. And to make our sector great, it starts with training. Hopefully that episode has highlighted the importance of training for you and your business. Now, if you're a young person aged 16 to 25 years old and would like a job in creative and digital media, Creative North can help. So please go to our website and find out more.